Welcome back. And now we're getting you some breaking news at this point in time where the top court has refused to intervene in Gujarat and Uttarakhand's government plans to implement the Uniform Civil Code. Refused to admit a plea which sought scrapping of panels set up by both the state governments to examine the feasibility of a Uniform Civil Code implementation plan. That is the big breaking news that we're getting you at this point in time, where the top court has decided to not intervene in Gujarat and Uttarakhand government plans to implement the Uniform Civil Code and has refused to admit any plea which sought scrapping of panels set up by both the state governments to examine the feasibility of a Uniform Civil Code implementation plan. My colleague Harish is joining me on the phone line to get us more details. Harish, of course, since the Supreme Court has decided they're not going to intervene in Gujarat and Uttarakhand's government's plan to implement the Uniform Civil Code, it means it's a big victory for Gujarat and Uttarakhand. Now we can see Uniform Civil Code being implemented in these two states.
Yes, in fact, in a way, the Supreme Court has also said that the Parliament also has the power to implement the UCC, and likewise, every state legislature has also the power to bring in a law to implement UCC, and therefore, every state too had the power to constitute committees to explore the feasibility of drafting UCC for a particular state. So, the Supreme Court has today given green signal to the committees formed by Uttarakhand and Gujarat to explore the feasibility of drafting a UCC. Let me quote Chief Justice CJI Chandrachud. He has said that constitution of committees set by Gujarat and Uttarakhand to frame UCC has been challenged here. Article 162 indicates that executive power of state extends to what legislature permits it to make rules pertaining to divorce, inheritance, maintenance, etc. And the extent of executive power of state subject to provisions of this constitution, the executive power of state shall extend to the matters with respect to which legislature of the state has the power. Remember, there was huge furor, and opposition had made up in each state where BJP ruled states, several BJP ruled states are mulling to form a committee to draft UCC, and opposition had raised a huge hue and cry saying that such powers cannot be given. And this petitioner had also said that only Parliament has the power to draft a UCC and each state cannot be allowed to form committees. But the Supreme Court very, very categorically said that both Parliament and the state legislature has the power to draft UCC and explore its feasibility. And remember, this stand of the Chief Justice CJI Chandrachud is completely in tune with his comments recently. Remember, in a petition filed by Advocate Ashwini Upadhyay seeking a direction to the centre to draft UCC, Supreme Court has very categorically said that this is the domain of the legislature and the Supreme Court cannot intervene because these are matters of policy, and we don't know to what extent we can issue a mandamus to the Parliament to draft the UCC. So this has been a consistent stand of Chief Justice of India, CJI Chandrachud, that these are not issues where court can interfere, court cannot do indirect, court cannot scrap, court cannot entertain such petitions. And these are such issues of drafting a law. Legislation is the job of the legislature and not of the Supreme Court.
Well, I appreciate you joining us with all those details, Harish, and we'll be keeping you abreast with all the developments taking place in the case.